on board with the number 7 of Ben Baker for the 12-lap grand final, where the championship points will be awarded here in Peterborough. Baker will go alongside the number 71 of Glyn Pocklington as the last chance qualifiers, lining up off the back row. Off the front row on the inside, the number 30 of Alan Birtwistle, the Heat 6 winner, just one race victory during the heat stages. The 4th seed is stuck with the inside of that front row, the least favoured portion of the circuit. Alongside him, the number 24 of Oliver Brindley, the round 1 winner, just one heat victory from 3 during the heat stages. He met on 3 occasions with fellow championship challenger, the number 1 of Aidan Collins. Collins goes off the 3rd grid slot on the front row. 2 wins to 1 over Oliver Brindley. The pair met on 3 occasions during those heat stages. Completing lineup off the front row is the number 51, the wildcard Casey Cahoon. 3 second places to get him through to the final here this afternoon. Going off the middle row on the inside, the number 25 of Alex Wigg. He'll be delighted to get up onto the middle row. Others favoured a back row grid slot rather than going off the inside on the middle. Alongside him, the number 98 of Richard Mason. He was also well down the pecking order in terms of qualification here today from the heat stages. The number 38 of George Pickering and the 116 of Sam Hurst, the Heat 2 winner, complete the middle row. And off the back row, the 71 of Glyn Pocklington, the 7 of Ben Baker, the 50 of Les Wood, and watch for the fast starter, the number 29, Adam Allott. He was a good qualifier, picked the back row so that he could go off the outside. Down to turn 1, a fast start from the number 1 of Aidan Collins, who gets the whole shot. Sam Hurst goes down in the squabble into the first turn and sends Adam Allott sprawling down into the back of the pack. Battle for second place. Alan Birtwistle, the number 30, holds it early on. Oliver Brindley trying to come around him on the top turn. They head back down towards the pit's bend with Aidan Collins leading the way. Brindley ripping all the way around the outside of the 30 of Alan Birtwistle. Sets off in pursuit, and the top 2 from the opening round of the season in Rye House are once again in positions 1 and 2 here in Peterborough. It's Collins who leads it then at the completion of lap 2. Brindley looking slightly wider into turn 1. Will try and get the bike turned harder coming off the pit's corner. Collins, though, is in touch with where his rival is on the circuit and begins to pull away ever so slightly. The battle for 7th position with the number 7 of Ben Baker looking up the inside of George Pickering and coming through there, back down onto the home straight. So a good ride there from Ben Baker. He's now up to 7th position. And watch for the number 25 up ahead of Alex Wigg, just running wide there. Pickering, though, managing to come back around. So good squabbling position, 6, 7 and 8. 7th place now held by George Pickering as Baker runs slightly wider there on the top turn, and the front 2 have pulled now the distance of half a lap almost over this battle in the minor positions. And the number 71 of Glyn Pocklington just forcing his way up the inside there of Ben Baker, who's actually gained 1 position on George Pickering and then ended up losing 2 as the 38 came back past, and now the 71 of Glyn Pocklington takes up the challenge in 8th position. So plenty going on in the minor placings, but up front it's all starting to stabilise. Aidan Collins has the lead. Oliver Brindley a couple of bike lengths back once again as they head towards the mid-race phase. Ben Baker down the order, looking for a way up the inside, finds his way past the number 25 of Alex Wigg, who just overcooked it there on the top turn, running offline, dropping down into 9th position. So Baker's up to 8th, Pickering continuing his fight back as he moves gradually through the field, and a good ride from Glyn Pocklington also working his way through from the back row of the grid. Remember, both Baker and Pocklington, after making their way through from the last chance qualifier, had to try and work their way through the field from the very back row of the grid. Just 4 laps remaining now for Aidan Collins, holding on from Oliver Brindley, the number 24, in 2nd place. The front 2 have well and truly dropped the number 30 of Alan Birtwistle, who looks set nonetheless to make his way onto the podium, but the focus is on the championship battle, the race-leading battle up front as well. Oliver Brindley, the round 1 winner, stalking Aidan Collins, who was restricted to a runner-up position in the opening event at Rye House. Brindley picked his way past Collins on that occasion to take the majority of the championship points, while Collins was held at bay. On this occasion, Aidan Collins is doing the defending. He leads the way, and Brindley is trying to find his way through, but time is running out. The rider's now starting to approach the back markers, and that might give a last opportunity to Oliver Brindley, because he's got a good few bike lengths to make up on Aidan Collins. But Collins is starting to work his way towards the number 116 of Sam Hurst, and just ahead of him the number 29 of Adam Allott involved in a battle for 10th position as Alex Wigg slips further back now into 11th. The three-way squabble over the minor places, but it doesn't look as though it's going to affect Aidan Collins. Sam Hurst actually looks over his shoulder and moves out of the way as Aidan Collins comes over the line to claim victory at round 2 in Peterborough, negating his disappointment from the opening event of the campaign at Rye House, as the round 1 winner, Oliver Brindley, is restricted to second. It's Alan Birtwistle who collects third, Casey Coombe just holding off George Pickering and Richard Mason as he collects fourth. Glyn Pocklington, Ben Baker and Les Wood coming over the line in the minor placings, and then the runners who almost ended up lapped in the closing stages, the 29 of Adam Allott, the 25 of Alex Wigg and the 116 of Sam Hurst, completing the finishers in this 12-lap drama with Aidan Collins coming out the winner.